All right, now when we really look at the NBA as a whole, there's different players that need to be put in different spots.
I
You
agree.
know, I'll let you go first on this one. Who do you want to see, or who would you like to see move around so that we can see the league be in a different place?
Well, a player who I feel like should be in a different situation, who's still so talented, who's still so valuable, is DeMar DeRozan down with the San Antonio Spurs. And since leaving the Toronto Raptors, I feel like his numbers have still been great between 24 to 25 points a game, him being able to still get to the basket, finish aggressively. We've yet to really see the three-point ball develop. He's still one of the best to dominate the mid-range jump shot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's cutting it there. And I think I would hate to see this be a talent not necessarily go to waste, but don't get the credit that I feel he deserves. So I would love to see him possibly try to do what he can to get out of San Antonio. I know after this year, he'll be entering into free agency. So if he chooses to maybe opt out or hopefully can get a trade, I think that would be a good move for him. But I think DeMar DeRozan is in a space where he should be somewhere winning. Like based on the work and the energy he's put in this league, he should be somewhere winning. And not to speculate or anything, but I know people have been talking about Paul George maybe leaving the Clippers. I wouldn't say that would be a bad move for DeMar. You can get
And go
if
where?
PG decides to leave the Clippers and go elsewhere, I would love to see DeMar DeRozan come play alongside Kawhi Leonard.
so, so you think DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard would work?
I do. I mean, why is that far-fetched to think? Everybody thought that Paul George and him would work. Paul George got to the
No,
playoffs and choked.
I never agreed with that.
You know,
I DeMar DeRozan is talented. I will never take
very.
that from it. No, he's talented. But when it comes to DeMar DeRozan, I feel like he misses that it factor. He's like when we talked before about how I thought that Kyrie was an elite number 2. I think that's what DeMar is, and a good number 2.
Okay, so if I say Paul George leave and you go be with Kawhi, who do you think's the one in that situation? Not DeMar.
No. Obviously not. I'm saying I understand that Kawhi is the number 1, but Kawhi doesn't need DeMar. He needs somebody like I can't even think off the top of my head who Kawhi Leonard needs, but it's not a DeMar DeRozan. He's not aggressive.
He needs a solid number 2.
No.
Someone
it's like an off-brand Paul George. Come on, you don't need them.
We're not about to do DeMar like that.
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
Paul George. What does Paul George accomplish? What championships he got?
I mean, it's not even about
I feel like DeMar DeRozan has the same amount of accomplishments as Paul George. He's been able to make pushes,
which is exactly why he doesn't need that type of player. You proving my point.
Consistency.
He consistently got kicked out of the East.
DeMar DeRozan is more consistent as a scorer and one thing I understand about DeMar DeRozan knows his role a lot better than a player like Paul George. Paul George at night.
I can agree with you on that.
Paul George wants to be the one man one night, but then the next night he want to be the 6th, 7th man. We don't need that. We need DeMar DeRozan is a player based on the circumstances where he is now being in San Antonio, understands he's the 1 or 2 guy when you talk about maybe between him and LaMarcus Aldridge. But when you put him in a situation with another player like Kawhi Leonard, I think he understands that role a lot better than a Paul George. And I understand he's someone, or I would put out there to be able to be more trustworthy down the stretch than a player like Paul George. When you talk about getting to the playoffs, I need consistency. I need confidence. And we saw that lack with Paul George. And I think somebody like DeMar DeRozan will give you that spurt and give you that consistency that a team like the Clippers is missing.
I'm not going to give you that. I really feel like DeMar DeRozan is a good talent, but there's holes in his game when we looked at what he is as a defender as well, too. I don't think he really accommodates Kawhi that well. And the thing about Kawhi, I think as well, too, is when you look at him as a leader, I feel like the leader has to be more vocal. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to be the guy, which we spoke about before, where we like to throw the leadership title on Melo Melo just comes in and gives you 30 and goes home. He got more, more vocal within Portland, but Kawhi, he's a weird leader. And he doesn't put his team in the best position to win at times. They needed more from Kawhi in this series, and he didn't give it to him. He was just running around too in that game 7, running around. But DeMar DeRozan, nah. If I could give, I got to think about it.
Who carried them there?
No, Kawhi got him there.
Okay.
He did. It's not his fault. I'm not blaming it on him.
So if I get us to the promised land, can I get some help, please?
Yes, you
can.
Get some assistance? But you can't. You can get assistance, but you can't be running around.
Can I get some assistance?
You know
he was. Can I get some help? PG, Pandemic George. Can I get some help? Lou Will. Can I get some help? Montrezl Harrell.
Lou was cooking wings, and Paul George was on the side stretching. I don't know. No, my bad. Paul George was on the side building a new backboard.
Exactly. So I mean, crazy. I would love, but again, that's a far-fetched idea either way it goes, because DeMar DeRozan is a high-caliber player and he's going to
they're going to have to pay him. Yeah, they got to pay him.
That's a far-fetched idea, but that would have to be, again, him accepting less money and a less role. But I think that he has that mentality. But right now, if he's looking to get traded, he's looking at about $27.7 million on the table. So
that's a lot of money.
I don't even think there's many teams that can even grab that. Maybe Knicks, maybe sorry Pistons. But don't send him to the Knicks. Can we please get it together, Detroit? But again, if we can even get him to Detroit with D Rose, Luke Kennard, stop playing, man. I'm like, look. But my point is,
listen, let me pick
my point is, can we please get DeMar DeRozan out of San Antonio? Okay,
that's fine. I'm surprised you didn't say this person, but I'm looking at Devin Booker. It's time. It's time. Devin Booker is an elite scorer. We've seen it in him from Kentucky days. That man he's like, he was the version of what's his name? I was just thinking about him, but my bad. When I think of Devin Booker, I think of Tyler Hero in terms of putting the ball on the floor and being crafty, right? I think Devin Booker is a better player, but I'm talking about their shooting skill and being able to have that versatility to create their own shot. Now, Devin Booker is going to need the bag. Should he stay in Phoenix? I don't know. I like what they've created with him and what's the player that plays alongside him with the hair? On Phoenix. Oh,
Kelly Oubre.
Who?
Kelly Oubre.
Yes, Oubre. I like what they've created, and DeAndre Ayton. They have a decent, foundation, but I would love to see Devin Booker slide to, a Celtics or something like that. Maybe I'm biased, but to see a Devin Booker and a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown. I mean, Kemba probably is going to have to go, but hey, I really like Devin Booker.
Kemba and Brown would probably have to go for that. I mean, that's
you think so? That's a lot, right?
That's elite talent.
That's elite. Yeah, it is. And Devin Booker, he's worth it. I think he's worth the money. He's still young. He's ready. He's hungry. And look at what they did in the bubble.
And Hayward. Can't leave him out.
Oh, Hayward is on the front. But you know what? Brad Stevens loves him. So he's going to put in the word to keep him, I think. But Devin Booker is my pick. It would be great to see that young man be in a winning situation. Or I'm going to say this. Slide him to Golden State.
Why would they violate Klay Thompson like that?
I mean, you know.
Why would they do that?
I mean, hey, you never know. It's a cutthroat league. I never thought we would see Kevin Durant go to a 73-9 Golden State Warriors team, but I remember on July 4th, a few years ago, we saw that man on the Golden State Warriors. So everything, my good brother, is on the table. So my pick is Devin Booker.
That's a good pick, though. I think those are two good picks when you talk about DeMar DeRozan and Devin Booker. They're just so talented and just stuck in such terrible situation as far as being in winning positions. So hopefully this offseason, after the season is up, these guys going into next year and possibly the year after, they'll be able to put some things in play and find themselves in winning situations, because we don't want these type of talents just sitting somewhere going no waste, because there's no way.
Yeah, and just to throw a last part on it, your guy DeMar DeRozan, I must say, doesn't look happy in San Antonio at all. He's playing basketball, but his aura isn't the same. When he was in
I know,
Toronto, he was
of course,
happy.
he's not happy.
You know,
He done went from the
as soon as
nappy
they leave, they
fro.
get a ring.
Look, he done went
As
from the
soon as they
nappy
leave, they get
fro.
a ring to a clean cut. He not even the
No,
same no
no,
more.
he got the old dog braids, man. You know what I mean? He
Oh,
done
we
went
got
real
braids now.
menace. He done went real menace to society. Like just like it's like I'm here, I'm balling, I'm doing what I need
Don't
to
talk to
do.
me. I'm just playing ball.
I'm here to play ball, and I could commend that. But I know it feels so
It
much
doesn't fit
sweeter when
him. Yeah.
you're playing ball and you're winning. It feels so much better. You feel so much better about yourself, so much confidence. And again, I know that it hurts him and eats at him a lot for the part ways with him and him go to Toronto and the Raptors get Kawhi and they win a championship. I know that that's some type of anger or maybe animosity, but you know his talent speaks for itself, and I just hope that he can find himself in a successful situation. Him and D Book.